You know, there's a lot of guys wear hats. That's great. But there's not a whole lot of cowboys left. My grandparents, my parents were from right here in this area. Fortunate enough, the Henry S. Grace Freeway that's out here, that's my granddad. Wichita Falls was founded by cowboys and ranchers. You know, cowboys have been around forever. Wichita Falls is supposed to be a cowboy town. We have the original ranch rodeo, started right here. I want to keep cowboy life alive as long as I can. I rode bulls for some when I was in college. I guess the last one I got on was about the second year I was rodeo coach in the 70s for Midwestern as well as all three high schools. Horses are my main thing. I've had a horse for as long as I can ever remember. That's just kind of the way it is in my life. I still got the bad habit of getting up about 5 o'clock every morning like I did when I had a full-time job. But I guess I got so used to it, it's just coming natural to me. I mean, they'll come to that horn most of the time. A whole lot better than me hollering. Up! Up! I've still got cattle. I still ride a horse once a week, sometimes twice, checking cattle. But I'd a lot rather do it on horseback than out of the pickup. Many guys anymore do it off four-wheelers. Now, I can do it off my four-legged horse. My granddad always had ranches. Grandpa on the other side was a farmer, and he had some cattle, so I was around it since I was a little bitty kid. Then when I got old enough, got where I could, I started buying a few. I started out just buying calves. Growing up, there was 5 of us, and all of us' names started with a D in my family. So my mother, of course, back then you didn't have internet, and when she would send a letter to family or whatever, she just signed it to 5 Ds. Well, as time went on, and I started thinking, you know, I kind of need a brand, get thinking about it. There's 5 in my family, not all with a D. So it's Dan's 5. That's just my family. So I just flipped it around to D5. I could ride a horseback 7 days a week. I would love it. And I've got the place to do it on. I just don't get it done sometimes. Other things are going on. But it's another way to make a living. If you've got the place, you got the time, you got the money and everything else, you know, a cow-calf operation is good. I taught school forever. I had horses and cattle on my mind most of the time, all day long, while I was teaching somewhere in my brain. Before this, I taught school. I taught for 38 years. Taught auto mechanics at Hershey High School. One of the greatest times of my life. I would have never thought I'd ever been a school teacher. And you could ask my high school teachers, they would have told you, no way. I enjoyed every minute of it. Not a complaint one. And I wanted to teach them not to make the mistakes in the automotive field in business that I did. I know what you want to do. I always wanted to build one that they actually call a dancer. When I retired, they wanted to do something, and they just asked me, said, you know, what about naming this building after you? I thought, well, you're supposed to be dead before you get a building named after you. But then they asked me what I thought it ought to be called, and I came up with the Dan Shores Automotive Technology Center. I had an ex-student that wanted to take my place. He wanted to teach, so he and I talked about it quite a bit. It was just time. I'd started this silversmithing and cowboy art probably 5 years prior, hoping that maybe when it got retiring time, it'd give me something to do. I just didn't realize it would become a full-time job.
It's curved like that, that solder won't run all the way. I have to go back and redo it.
Try to do the best I can, just basic, simple. I want to keep it where the working man can afford to buy my spurs. I'd rather spend 20 hours on a pair of spurs and they'd be gone. I've got those $100 bills in my pocket and be building on another pair. Some of these guys are building $1,000, $1,500 spurs, and that's great. They've got people that'll buy them. Keeping it basic, keeping it as simple as I can, but still in the style of today. I want them to use them. If I see them somewhere a year later, I want to see them on their feet or on their horse, and I want them to look like they've been used. You know, I want to turn them out. It keeps me more interested. I want all of my pieces to be different. Like in my jewelry, for example, if you order a bracelet from me, whatever pattern or design that it is, there'll never be another one like it. Because that keeps my stuff a little different than the next guy. It's one thing about these bits. There's not a whole lot of repetition in them because they're all different. Different mouthpiece, different cheeks, different lengths, different ports. Just all kinds of things go into bits. Keeps my mind working. Be a good way to put it. I'll make a full drawing of a pair of spurs, and all the silver work, the cuts and the lines and the shadowing. By the time I get through with it, I've already changed it. So there's just something I see different when I'm building it, make me change it from my original drawing. True cowboys are a dying breed. There's not a whole lot of them left out there. I found out myself there's two different types of, I guess you'd say, Western art. One Western art is a lot of Indians, a lot of scenery, that type of thing. We keep it cowboy, so it is split. It has to be cowboy related, whether it's what they use in their daily job or what they actually might have in their house. So, true cowboy. So what made it cowboy true. It kind of brought me out of my box of doing things, and I wanted to give something back to them. So I presented them with this crazy idea of having a cowboy art show. They couldn't see saddles or boots as being art. You know, what they're used to seeing is bronze sculptures or paintings, that type of thing. So with the great help of the people at the camp as well as the forum, we put the first one together. And it's done nothing but grow ever since then. We get people really are starting to come in from all over. We've got a waiting list to get in because all we take 60 artists. And that's a room thing, and it makes it a little more exclusive. So trying to keep the cowboy life alive is the big thing behind it. No, it's just me. You know, my kids are all gone, don't live here. You know, so I've just, I've always been a one-man show. I just do it myself. For the first time in my life, I've had some health problems that have set me back a little bit. And I look at it as every day's a good day. And I say that every day. And I have for a long time, but a whole lot more now than I did, let's say, 2 years ago or a year ago. I've had some accomplishments in my life that I never thought I'd have. I just try to do the best that I can do every day, and if everybody's happy, I'm happy. Just remember me as I was a positive person and tried to help people and help kids. You know, in my teaching career, that was always a big thing to me. And just give them everything that I could possibly give them to make their life better.
Hey, cowboy, where'd you get the clothes you wear? Where'd you get the funny hair? What you doing in the land of the midnight sun? You better run, you just a toy cowboy.
I may not look right, but I sure do feel fine.